Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Dota 2 Asia Championship 2015. My name is SUNSfan, joined by syndereN. We have another wild card match for you, Power Rangers versus the Wings Gaming. Power Rangers essentially out of it, but the Wings technically could get back in it. They could get... I was looking at... They could technically still get first or tie for it, depending on who they've lost to. So they're still in it, but they have to win. They have to win this. Yeah. So let's get into the draft.
Yeah, so PR are currently 0-3, so the best they can get is 2-3, and that will not get you a top 2 finish with how the scores are, so there's no way you can even get a tie for second place. And in this kind of format, the only thing that matters is that you get top 2. The other places are knocked out. So PR are out. Wings are currently 1-2, so with 2 victories they could get 3-2, and that could secure them a tie for second place, if not even first, should Na'Vi lose their last 2 games. So Wings have a lot to win. Power Rangers have nothing to win and nothing to lose, basically. So
we're looking for some crazy shizzle right here.
We're hoping to see PR pull out something different, unless... No, there is no way 2-3 gets you second place.
Is it possible, like a bunch of ties? Or
Team ban.
I don't think it's possible to have a tie for second place with 2-3 anymore. But I could be wrong. Maybe if the remaining matches are combined in the right way, it's possible. But at least from PR's picks so far, it looks like they... this is their same approach that they had earlier. There's nothing
Maybe they come out with a
special
curveball on the 5th pick. Who knows? But they start off the draft with a Vengeful Spirit and Puck, and the Wings Gaming take Batrider and deny perhaps a Shadow Fiend that Power Rangers wanted, although Vengeful Spirit's so common that you can never really predict such a thing as far as minus armor goes. But either way, Shadow Fiend, going to be exciting to see that bad boy in action. Love that hero. Do you think... All right, tell me how far this is extended, the Yules on Shadow Fiend, as far as like what demographics go for that, or is that just
like how good it is in competitive?
Just a male thing.
I don't really see many players do it. I think it's Yules is a really good situational item that you can use on, obviously because you can also self cast and dodge really crucial spells as Shadow Fiend. That's kind of nice, but I still think the whole interaction with Yules into ult can, to a large extent, be carried out by just getting a Shadow Blade, which, yes, you can counter with detection, but you can also counter the Yules of Shadow Fiend by having BKB on your cores, or by just in some way stunning him while he Yules the guy, right? If you think about it, the whole Yules into solo kill thing almost only works if it's a one-on-one.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot of the time in pubs, where it's more chaotic and there's way less structure and less thought put into it. But if in a competitive game, if you see a Shadow Fiend pick up Yules, you just don't let him do it.
So is the standard build these days mech first?
Mech is picked up quite a lot if he's played in the solo mid-roll. We see a lot of Asian teams prioritize that. Sometimes it's a fast BKB with Blink. That's the good old-school build. And on rare occasions, I think we see Sanjin Yasha into something like a Skadi or heavy damage, if there's no really good use for the BKB. But I would say in this game already, BKB now is extremely valuable. So that would be, for me, that's a must-have already with those 3 picks from PR.
PR goes for Slark. So one of those snowball-type heroes that can snowball. I mean, I really like Slark. I know people are really frustrated watching or playing against Slark, but it's beautiful to watch him played correctly, if that makes any sense. Like
he's
a really good
entertaining
Slark
hero to watch.
Absolutely. Super entertaining. Has an extremely hard ultimate to counter because you can't see him no matter what. Basically, you just have to rely on AoE, which the Wings right now have Earth Spike, and that's pretty much it.
Shadow Rays?
Well, I meant for like disable, but sure. Yeah, for damage.
Well, to kill him, they have some sources already. Flame Break, Firefly.
PR's going for Bane. Haven't seen Bane in a while.
Yeah, so this is the odd one out so far for PR. The rest of the heroes there's not that much special about, but I don't know what the idea of getting the Bane is. There's nothing extremely good about the pick in terms of countering. There's no laner where you really want Enfeeble, unless if they play him mid, which I would love to see, Bane against Shadow Fiend. That would
be nice.
Is a possibility, but probably
not
that
matter that. I mean, you're just going to Bottle Crow and raise the creeps down, so Enfeeble does nothing in that case. Do you think, okay, this is crazy. This is real crazy, syndereN.
Okay.
Power Rangers is out.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going for a blue strat? Is it possible?
Oh, the thing, if that was something special, then we could talk about it. That happens a lot, I feel.
Not in competitive. Like,
yes, there's so many blue heroes. There's a lot of games where a team picks a good lineup, and then it turns out they're all blue or purple, which is what's happening.
The Wings
right now.
were catching on with the bans. They're all until they got to Lycan, like, let's
Yeah, and
just in case.
they also have a red pick themselves, so...
Not Naga.
She's kind of red.
Not at all.
10 seconds remaining.
With a little bit of imagination, that brown face of hers could be red.
With a little bit of imagination and a cup of sugar, anything is possible. So they're going to get the last ban on Tidehunter and Rubik respectively. What do they need here? I mean, is Slark going to be the 1 or is it going to be the mid? I mean, you don't really see mid Slark very often anymore.
Probably a 1.
So, and Puck has had a ridiculously low percentage as far as wins. And I think, if I remember right, I don't remember the exact stats, but as a mid, it was very low percentage win rate, but as an offlane, it was much higher.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think. I'm not that big of a fan of running offlane Puck on the Dire, especially against a team with Lion support, because then if Lion is close to you, he can just hold his Hex. And whenever you throw the orb, you Hex, and then the orb expires before you can jump into it, and then you're dead. So he can really put a lot of pressure on it. Alternatively, PR think about something like an aggressive tri lane, which they actually have pretty good heroes for. Bane is very strong in tri lanes because he has extremely good stats. So he hits hard, he's hard to bring down. And Feeble is great for tri versus tri because the carry will generally be in focus in that lane and you want him to farm, and then you just remove that part of it. As well as Nightmare being able to make some interesting plays with dodging stuns and stuff like that for allies. So I could definitely see that working for them. Alternatively, if they offlane the Puck and they play Slark safe lane, they need a mid. Because the solo mid Bane we talked about, I think
right
is
that
unlikely.
it's going to be a tri lane. I really like that tri lane.
Power
Rangers run Invoker quite a bit, right? Invoker safe lane, Puck mid.
They could do that.
And then an aggressive try with Slark, Bane, Venge.
That is a decent lane, yeah. They could do that. I think
the Invoker, I don't... Like, what do you think about Invoker this game, though? It's not amazing. I mean, it has decent setup for Sunstrikes, but you usually see Quas Wex these days, and against the Wings, it's not... I mean, it's good, but it's not amazing. I mean, against a Naga, I don't know. They're going to go for Ember, though. So Ember mid.
Yeah, he was red. So there goes your blue strat.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it, if you imagine him being blue, it's okay.
Well,
and they picked they picked the blue one.
Boy.
They both
flip-flopped.
They flip-flopped on the last pick. This looks so scripted that I don't even know what to think.
Well, I will say this. Well, I guess we should wait till the end of the game just in case something crazy happens, but it's nice to see Power Rangers still taking it seriously. Honestly, that's very respectable. I think a lot of teams might just, troll, and if you really think about it, these games mean a lot for the other teams. So getting a good game out of it's not only important for the viewers, but the teams themselves, of course.
Yep. Looks like it's going to be... I mean, as far as the creativity of the draft goes, I like seeing... What I really have enjoyed so far in this qualifier is that especially the up-and-coming Chinese teams or the less-known ones pick some weird stuff. Like, they're not afraid of picking other heroes. They don't really follow the meta. We've seen Wings. This time they first phase pick a Shadow Fiend. They last pick an Enigma, which isn't played that much these days. They have the Naga Siren.
Fixed.
And overall first pick Bat Rider as well. So really some very different stuff from them. Might as well introduce who's playing
Level
what
1 Roche.
Oh boy.
No, just kidding.
Oh yeah, okay, you're kidding.
You were excited there for a second.
Yeah, I just saw the minimap. Yeah, you're right. Oh, okay. They actually can't do it anyway. Even if they tried, I think they would die
They
there.
would get horribly destroyed.
So, for Wings, we've got Han playing as the Bat Rider. The overall first pick will be going to the off lane. Naga Siren will be played by Dengdu. JDH onto Lion. Blink on the Shadow Fiend. And then finally, Enigma will be played by ZP. Currently, one ward placed by either side. The Dire one gives Vision of the Rune. Doesn't really... I think... Is this one too far to the right to block the big camp? I actually don't know.
What are you looking at?
This ward.
Oh, yeah.
I think that might still block, but that's like on the edge of where you block the big camp. So we're going to see if that's the case, whereas Bat Rider has definitely blocked the top pole spawn.
I think we're going to have a rune battle. So before we introduce PR, we'll as this fight is in Kale's going to knock off J4's already at half HP. Searing Chain's doing a lot of damage to the Naga Siren. One more right click should do it, and they're going to get it, and Cheshire Cat gets the first blood. More action as J4 and Seneko looking to go for Lion, who picks up the bounty rune. He might pay for it with his life, although there's no stun quite yet for Vengeful Spirit. It's going to be up any second. There it goes. Should ensure another kill, this time going onto Enigma. 2-0 start for PR, and everybody lives.
Apart from the two heroes that died on Wings.
For PR. All right, screw you. Cheshire Cat going to be playing the Puck. Josh Lowe on the Ember Spirit. Bane doing a lot of neutral blocking. Playing the Bane on the J4. Playing the Bane on the J4, that makes a lot of sense. Titya Ra, otherwise known as Dirty Ra, playing the Slark. And last but not least, did I say Cheshire Cat Puck?
No, you did?
Yes, I did. syndereN is Vengeful. That's who I was missing.
Well, now you said it twice.
Thank you.
Dirty Ra, Dirty Slark Picker. Makes sense.
True.
He's going to be playing against Batrider, which generally melee heroes get crushed in this matchup, but Slark can remove Napalm with the Dark Pact, which is a really good tool to have. If he just gets one value point into that so it doesn't cost him a lot of health, then it's a very, very nice thing for him to be able to deal with this lane. And he might even win it if he plays well, because he has way better base damage than the Batrider, so getting farm should be absolutely no problem for him. Just needs to not get too cocky and go for dives, and he should be just fine.
Are you surprised to see Puck in the tri lane?
In a way, I shouldn't be, because they did that earlier today as well. Against Na'Vi, they also ran a Puck tri lane. That was in the safe lane, though, in that game. But well, with them last picking Ember, I actually think this is what makes the most sense.
They're going to go for the Nightmare onto Naga, but it was taken off by Lion, who's going to take the brunt of the damage here. Brain Sap's available for the last blow if they need it, but nope. Vengeful Spirit's right clicks will be more than enough, as now they're going to apply the pressure to Naga Siren, doing a nice job of making sure the aggro of the tower is upon the creeps.
Whoa, this is a
TP
dive.
support. syndereN still has his stun if he wants to go for it. He's going to get impaled by the Lion. He's not even going to use his stun. Meanwhile, Brainsap doing a lot of damage to the Lion. He's attempting to run away. It goes down to the creeps. And J4 and Cheshire Cat, in all likelihood, will not pursue this any further.
This diving is insane. They're diving a level 3 Naga behind her tier 1 tower in minute 2. And she has Mirror Image as well as Riptide, so if any one of them starts tanking the tower, the Riptide is going to increase the damage by a hell of a lot, and they don't really have that good burst.
Top lane. So much damage. Dark Pact is online. This might be enough for the kill if it's in range, and the pounce will ensure it. Down goes Batrider. PR out of nowhere looking good. When they're out of it, they look good. The pressure is off, I suppose.
That might actually play a really big role, that now they feel like they can just relax, in a sense, and just play the game. And it's
Magic Missile, Searing Chains. A lot of damage coming out. TP's going to be a little bit too late, and it's just a Batrider.
he might be able to get this
considerable
kill.
Amount of damage onto the Ember Spirit. It's going to dive the tower. Stun is online in 1 second. He's not going to be able to get the Ember Spirit because of the bottle hits, and another kill goes the way of PR. 7-1, 3 minutes in the game.
This is just spiraling out of control way too fast for Wings.
Wings, you're the one that's supposed to win this game.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Wings have a chance at advancing into the main event, but this is not how you do it.
Malefice onto Vengeful Spirit, who finds that Enigma is occupying his own jungle. Poor Vengeful Spirit is actually going to rally against Enigma, who's out of mana. Here comes the Magic Missile. Actually, Magic Missile's offline.
He doesn't have mana now. He sticks, uses Wave.
Doesn't need it. Easy kill with the help of Slark and company. Now 8-1 for PR.
I think they need to get a few more kills for PR to be looking good right now.
The handicap.
Yeah, need a few more kills to really be on top of the game. 8 kills in 4 minutes is not good enough.
Well, mid lane is something. I mean, I know Shadow Fiend died, but as far as CS is concerned, he's doing really, really good.
Yeah, that is true.
Against this Ember Spirit, who now has the DD bottled. I mean, they have really good roaming support, so they could just continue to onslaught this mid lane, or any lane for that matter. Speaking of lanes, phase shift. I don't know where I was going with that. Phase shift was used for some reason. I thought he could have gotten the kill, but not the case.
You were going to say something like, speaking of lanes, bottom lane.
That's a great transition. Thank you.
Excellent.
Appreciate that.
True quality. Yes. Well, Slark going to continue his dominance of the top lane. He's currently level 6 against the level 4 Batrider, who died to Slark, then TP'd mid, and then died to Ember. So that's had a really difficult start. It's also the first overall pick from Wings. So if you pick a hero this early in the draft, it's either because one of your plays is very mechanically skilled on it, or because it has a huge impact on your draft. To be honest with you, I haven't seen either yet. I think his Batrider play has been mediocre, and obviously you don't expect Batrider to do a lot 5 minutes in, but
syndereN getting caught off guard. Malefice, snare, right clicks.
Finally, Wings get a kill back. 2-8. They get the kill on the Naga, who's probably the hero they wanted on the most. And while PR might be off to the easiest or the biggest lead we might have seen in this tournament 5 minutes in so far, it's if you just look at the lineups and how they play against each other, the fact that Shadow Fiend is getting good farm and that Naga just got that kill, PR's 6-kill lead is actually not that significant.
If you look at the lineup for Wings, they have 3 heroes that are amazing at comebacks. Enigma gets a lot of farm in the jungle. Naga Siren, especially once she gets that, I'm assuming she's going to go for the Radiance. It's a lot of comeback mechanic there. And then Shadow Fiend can just go in the jungle, even though he doesn't really need it right now. I mean, he's going to go back and forth between mid and the jungle. But even if he was completely shut down, he has the capability of coming back as well. Meanwhile, he's going to get ganked. DD activated from Choshla on the Ember Spirit. Sleight of Fist is not leveled at all, so trying to get in range of the Searing Chains. Naga Siren is here to assist. Already uses Ensnare, but on an opposite target in J4, and with that, the stalemate will continue. 8-2 though for PR still. Cheshire Cat level 5, almost level 6 in this bottom lane. He gets sheeped, but nothing to follow.
It's a fish when you get hexed.
He gets fished.
I like the sound of that.
Fishy, fishy.
He gets fished, but he's all right. That's good. Well, so what can we really draw from this? So obviously PR, their support duo needs to make kills early on with Venge and Bane.
They're gonna
whereas
go for
okay, this is
losing work to get away. Here comes Jita Ra doing a ton of damage thanks to that Dark Pact and right clicks. They're catching them off guard, left, right, and center. They're gonna clean up both Lion and Naga Siren.
And Enigma.
And Enigma.
And meanwhile, mid lane, nothing is happening. So
thank you
no return.
for the update on mid lane.
Yeah, this is... You know, I was about to say, because if things were just stalling out a little bit and Wings were allowed to get some farm, Enigma go back in the jungle, they could come back in that about 1,500 gold deficit they had. They could catch up to that within like 5 or 10 minutes by just farming, nothing else. But PR supports are very kill hungry early on, and they've had great success. If they didn't, this would already 8 minutes in. If we imagine there hadn't been that many kills going the way of PR, it would start looking scary.
Are we sure they're out of it completely? They can go 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And we just said that if...
Dire's top tower is
I guess they can't get top 2 with 2 and 3, can they?
I can't imagine that being possible anymore, but maybe it is.
It might not be mathematically... Either way, mid lane. Initiation onto Lion. Gets a couple of spells off, but there's just too much damage to speak of from PR. Batrider steals the rune in front of Slark and company. And we'll back up into the top lane. Cheshire Cat with 860 gold. Obviously going for that Blink Dagger pretty much right after that, I would assume. Midas now onto Slark, who's been free farming, getting kills. He's 5-0.
This is a mega fat Slark. 8 minutes with Midas and treads. That's what makes it a fast Midas. If you went boots Midas, you would generally want to get it in the safe lane around the maybe 6:30 if you get 1 or 2 kills. Or you could get it even earlier if you don't buy boots. But with treads, having Midas at minute 8 is exceptional. It doesn't really get much better than this.
He's top of the farm charts, obviously, right now. Ahead of Shadow Fiend, who has treads for himself. And I am super interested, as we talked about, what item he's going to go for next. We talked about mech, we talked about Yules, even though it's not really seen competitively that often. I mean, Blink Dagger, BKB, even a Shadow Blade, which is another thing that kind of dropped off considerably ever since those nerfs way back when. We're going to have a gank squad of Cheshire Cat and Suneko. Now that they have the 3 levels in Waning Rift and the Dream Coil to go along with the stun from Vengeful Spirit, it's a lot of damage. See if they can... I mean, Lion would be a very easy pickoff if they can get that silence off.
Yeah.
And here they go.
And he's moving up the lane. He is as good as dead right now if they went in, but they're not. And as a result, he will be fine now. He's going to see the puck now. This was pretty much the worst timing they could initiate with. They went in on top of the wave. Wow, okay.
Here he comes. He's going to try to TP out. A couple more right clicks. He'll do it. Down goes to the stun, in fact. Cheshire Cat, though, gets caught out by the Enigma. There's the black hole on Cheshire Cat. Gets the kill. TP apparently. Oh, Suneko lasted at the last moment. And he's going to go down as well. So it's a 2-for-1 just for a kill on Lion. Definitely not worth it.
That was a pretty naive dive, I think. Going so far for the Lion kill, I think they just felt like they had been using so much time on it. So, I mean, now we've been down here for 20 seconds. We better make something happen. And then when they go in, the creep wave shows up, so it's a failed gank. But then they're so insistent on going in that they go for... I think if that would have been a 1-for-1, they should have been happy with the outcome. The 2-for-1 is what you should expect, because any TP support will just ruin it.
initiate. Oh my god, Slark gets blown up by the Shadow Fiend, and Shoshlo might be the next on the list for wings, and he is. So even without line support, Slark gets blown up, underestimating the power of those Shadow Rays. That extra 25 damage, syndereN.
Wasn't it the Requiem he died to, or did it just die to raises only?
I thought he died to raises.
It could be. I kind of caught on to it a little bit late, so... Regardless, yeah, you shouldn't underestimate that at this point. When you're running a Slark with Midas first, and the treads you have are on Intel, your health pool is really low. So, can't really go in and take that Shadow Rays combo without paying for it.
Plus he's using an Arcana, so he has to be good.
Yeah, it increases your damage by 50%.
Fortification.
Oh!
He TP's out just fine, and Lion does the same. J4's not able to find him. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Seneko and Cheshire Cat, they see the Naga Siren, but he or she is hasted, looking for the deny of the tower. Magic missile into Howl of Terror. Wow, the sleep was way too late. So essentially waste that spell. Tower goes the way of PR. Blink Dagger now on Batrider. Let's see if this surprise factor can be used effectively.
This is actually a pretty good blink timing considering how he died twice very early on.
His blink was actually canceled by Lion, who is the target intended. They're going to get the kill easily onto Bane, and figure that's going to use to finish off the Vengeful Spirit as well. Cheshire Cat on the run. Has the Dream Coil if needed. Should be good to go. And just like that, it's 13 to 8, so PR is giving up kills. A lot of kills, in fact. But it's okay. DTR Ra has the Midas.
I don't know if it's okay. They've basically thrown away the lead they managed to get. They're 3,000 experience behind. The gold is even.
Why do you ever take me seriously?
And that's against... Okay. It's not okay, because he has a Midas. Damn it. You actually really sounded like you meant that. It's okay, they got a fast Midas.
That's what I was telling you. People don't understand when I'm being sarcastic, because I don't do the emphasis as far as voice, you know?
Well, I generally catch on to it when you do it. Yeah. Sometimes you get me. Ah, damn it, you got me.
Hey, got you, laddie. Oh, we're going to have initiation on the J4. Oh, maybe not.
Well, at least he has a Midas. Am I doing it right?
Swap? Absolutely, you're doing it right. Magic Missile and Batrider, you are donezo.
All right, the right phrase would have been at least he has a blink. So, that's good.
No, still the right response is at least Slark has a Midas. It's always Slark and always the Midas.
Okay.
That's the rule. Just remember.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This mid-tier 1 tower is not long for life. If there's one thing Wings accomplished with that, it was they forced, I think, 2 or 3 TPs for that when Batrider blinked in.
Batrider?
When Batrider blinked in, they reinforced with 2 or 3, and because of that, Shadow Fiend is now free to push mid. He, by the way, has a BKB and 150 gold, so if that tower falls, he will have it. And that's a pretty big concern for PR, because they don't really have anything against his BKB. They have Fiend Script, and that's it. And arguably swap. If they want to stop Requiem with that, they can do that. The problem is, the Wings side actually have a lot of things to keep people in place so that they can hit their spells. The Shadow Raises and the Requiem, of course. They have Lines, Hex, and Stun. They have Malefice and Black Hole. They have Ensnare, and they have Lasso. It's a great setup for Shadow Fiend to land his spells, what they've managed to draft. So if he's having a good start, they are cruising towards an extremely powerful mid game. Well, it looked like they weren't going to have a good start, but then all of a sudden PR gave them a couple of kills, and now... Okay.
Coil's going to be used on Shadow Fiend. He's going to try to right-click to victory, but he's going nowhere with the rest of the gang squad of PR. His Requiem of Souls did a decent amount of damage.
That was a very important kill. Oh, he still afforded the BKB before he died, because of a couple of raises.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We're going to have another pause. I'm not sure what they were saying before. Bane bug.
It's like, I'm out of mana, it's bugged. Please. Seneko right now with 3 charges on his urn. Cheshire Cat does have the Blink Dagger, along with Slark, by the way.
Yep.
Remember when you didn't like Blink on Slark? Remember that? Is that you?
I think that was one of the first times Blink got picked up by Slark competitively. I was like, I like Shadowblade more. And then I started really liking Blink.
But that's after I told you were wrong. Remember? The one time I was right about something?
What was that?
That Blink was awesome on. I'm not kidding. I was right. I'm right like 10% of the time. So I have to enjoy that 10%, you know?
Yeah. The thing is, now that Shadowblade is 200 gold cheaper and also got buffed a little bit on the... Was the cooldown aspect changed again? I can't remember. Or the duration was increased by 2 seconds or something?
So before that,
I think the cheaper Shadow Blade on Slark has made it become a more popular pickup again than Blink. But Blink is still very valuable. Extremely good synergy with Shadow Dance. You can Shadow Dance and not take damage, and then because of that you can Blink out. It's very good for Blink initiating with Blink Pounce, and also just good for traversing the map faster and get more farm.
Traversing, I like that.
But thank you.
Very
the
good
downside
English.
compared to Shadow Blade is if you have the Shadow Blade and if you open with that, the extra backstab damage is often what makes the kill. And you don't have that with the Blink. And now that Pounce damage has also been nerfed a little bit, all of a sudden, all those things adding up does make a difference.
Yeah, but it's a lot less counterable if you go Blink.
Yes, that's the main part. However, the nice thing about Shadow Blade is that when you move through the map, if the enemies don't have sentry wards everywhere, you move incredibly fast because of its synergy with the ultimate.
You'll know when you're vision.
It's very nice to... it's a very nice way of quickly getting to a kill. So I think overall these days I prefer Shadow Blade over Blink. But I can see the advantage in getting Blink when you're playing against a lineup like this, where you just want to quickly get in on, for example, the Bat Rider. Blink Pounce him so he can't get the opening on you. Or the same on the Enigma, and then have your Dark Pact precast or even instantly Shadow Dance when you go in. Anything like that could really work out. So yeah, there's some good plays with both builds. For this game, maybe Blink is actually better. Although Shadow Blade for me is better most times.
Bane and Bat having some major issues with their computers, apparently.
I'm not sure, because I think he's saying something that Bat Rider can't see something for Bane.
Maybe Bane's invisible or something?
Yeah, it could be. That would be pretty good. Imagine if Bane was just invisible as a passive.
So he has Ricky's passive on top of his other skills? What if he just...
You just get Fiend Script out of nowhere.
Yeah, what if you replace any of his skills with the Invis instead of having 5 skills?
Replacing Enfeeble with that?
Best hero in the game.
That would be pretty sick.
That'd be nice.
You're just playing early game. You just get Nightmare. You have no idea where he is.
Speaking of Nightmare, have you seen Ags on Bane yet?
No,
in a competitive game?
I don't think so. It's very, very... very, 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 very situational. Because Bane generally doesn't get that amount of farm. Bane generally doesn't really get picked. And when he does and gets played as a support, you usually go for BKB.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Okay, we'll see if... this is a really long pause for this kind of thing.
It's okay. We're masters at talking about nothing. So, we can always go back to the drawing board. Our games so far have been really short, actually. Longest one, maybe 30 minutes, I want to say.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We haven't gotten late game once. So.
No, the games have been pretty short. The PR game we had against EP was looking like it could be a long game, and then EP just destroyed them after the super early game. This time around, PR is off to a great start. If they follow the trend, they've already thrown away their lead, but something very special needs to happen for Wings to win this game, sub 30, I think. They don't have... Well, they kind of have a sub 30 draft with Bat Rider, Shadowfiend, and Enigma, but Naga doesn't usually want to win the games by that point. And she's actually very far away from a Radiance, so this is going to take them a while.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the longest game.
Especially with the pauses.
Well, pause is not included, obviously. As far as late game is concerned, I guess you have to give it to Wings, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
think so.
Like, PR doesn't really have any great clearing for illusions at all. Well, I guess Sleight of Fist is actually pretty damn good.
It's okay, but the problem is when it gets to very late game, what Naga will usually do is spread out the illusions across multiple lanes. So the only way you really deal with that is either you have illusion clearing heroes that just insta-destroy illusions like Lion, Pugna, Sheep Sticks picked up by your heroes, or someone with MKB that just hits extremely hard, or something like that, so you can remove the illus. But PR don't have that. So when Naga starts splitting the map, they're going to have a serious problem with ever getting across the river. But with Naga not having a good early game, that point is going to kick in way later. And because of that, they probably have a potential to keep dominating the game and maybe even close it out within 40 minutes, so before Naga gets really, really scary. But we'll see. It comes down to the next couple of team fights where Enigma's mech can play a big role. It's about whether Batrider gets the opener, and perhaps more than anything, whether Shadow Fiend gets BKB off. I think that's like the absolute #1 thing Wings needs to happen in the team fight is that Shadow Fiend gets BKB off. And they have many ways of securing it. Even if Shadow Fiend gets opened on and stunned, they can just sing, reset, and Black Hole, which we haven't seen them do yet.
Yep.
Obviously,
they
great synergy
really
with Raccoon, too.
Yeah, absolutely. But there is swap for that Black Hole. There is swap for the Batrider ult. I mean, swap is going to be probably the most important skill for PR this game. I mean, it completely counters 2 initiations. Of course, you have to choose which one's more important. Batrider is going to be a little bit more consistent to do. Black Hole, I mean, it's gotten to the point where Black Holes aren't used very often anymore. It's more the threat that's there, and then once you use it, like because it's so big, if you mess it up, then you know it's going to be down for that long, and then that's when they push. But we'll see. These team fights should be quite interesting. All right, we can start talking about other stuff now. So there's a point in which, if there's a pause for too long, we're allowed to start talking about other stuff. So I hear you really like Sierra Mist and root beer. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I'm a fan. I love drinking cardboard.
If you guys are interested in us doing a little mini-series for the channel, I think that would be fun. Put it on the DC channel for like a blind... I don't know how we do it. We have to think of actual format, but like a taste test kind of deal. Like see your reaction to... As we might have everybody back in now. See your reaction to things you've never tried before, like root beer and sun-kissed, perhaps.
Huh?
And then maybe I don't know how to taste test with like a blindfold. Maybe that's for me. I don't know. Okay, looks like we're good to go.
All right. Said okay. And
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And
So
we're going to be counterwarding PR is...
very easy counterward. Bane actually has 1,000 gold, so he could buy Arcanes now if he wants to. I would imagine J4 will go for that. I think going for a greedier build at this point in time is not recommended. He could try the Blink or BKB, but his mana pool is really low. That's the crazy thing. If you look at Bane's numbers right now, he has a magic 1, so he even has +3 all stats. He doesn't have nearly enough mana to cast all 3 spells.
Yeah, that is really weird.
Full mana pool. It's one of the few heroes that works that way, because
they're too... like. Individually, his skills are broken.
Yeah,
right?
they're all really good. So it's kind of the way of balancing it out is that he has to itemize to use his entire kit. As this middle tier one is gone.
Kit?
You like medkit?
Okay, medkit's good.
Yep.
Dire's middle
Power
tower
goes
Use his
is
entire
under
med kit.
That's 500 gold now with that newly picked up BKB.
They're just continuing. This is pretty bold. Is there
they have Song of the Siren to cancel everything if need be.
Batrider flying as well.
Slark's ready to pounce.
Dire's middle tower
That's the other
is
team,
under
though.
attack.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. Lasso. Wow, it gets broken immediately. Was that the
was
swap?
really fast.
That
Yeah.
was an instant swap. That's exactly what we're talking about. So, initiation pretty much canceled. But Song of the Siren is still there in case PR gets a little hasty. Do some chip damage to this tower. In fact, it looks like they're going to take it down one way or another.
Dire's
Fortification is up. It's going to be
structures are
popped.
fortified. Dire's middle tower
Enigma
is
still
under
hasn't used the mech.
Down it goes. Here's the initiation. BKB a little bit late for Shadow Fiend. He's going to take out the pair. Here's the black hole. It's on 2. Do they have enough damage to take everybody out? It's 2 dead right off the bat from PR, and it's all their hard hitters. And now the initiation continues onto Seneko. That's going to be 4 deaths going the way in favor of Wings. All they lose is Naga Siren, which is still a big kill, but I'm pretty sure he died decently late into that, so got a lot of XP. Correct me if I'm wrong.
But yeah, he died after the first 2 kills, so he got quite a bit. Yeah, and that right there is just Shadow Fiend got his BKB off, and they also got a decent black hole. And PR committed so many spells into the Shadow Fiend that they couldn't kill. Because the moment the BKB is off, he will not die here unless they get him really low. And Slark is on top of him with a couple of attacks, together with Ember with 1 sleight of fist. But they didn't have that, so fairly easy fight for Wings to take if they get it under those circumstances, and this is just going to put them in a very good position for the rest of this game. They're now quite a bit ahead on golden XP. Shadow Fiend picks up a Yasha for more farming speed, more mobility. And, well, the one downside for them is that Naga died. So that Radiance once again gets delayed. This is going to be extremely late if The question is if Dengdu even wants to take that route now, or if he tries to go for something more combat-orientated.
No, I mean, he has Shadow Fiend to carry him into the late game, so it's not the end of the world. There's going to be a sneak attack onto Roshan from PR with that Medallion of Courage, picked up by the Vengeful Spirit, along with the Wave of Terror. I keep calling it Howl of Terror. It used to be called Howl of Terror, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't care anymore. It's fine. I'll call it that. It's the first thing that comes to mind. And it looks to be a free Roche. I mean, Nagasine, technically speaking, could go Song and steal it, but she'd have to know exactly what's going on. I don't think these are going to make it in
Roshan
time.
has fallen to
Aegis
the
goes the
dive.
way of Slark, one of the best Aegis carriers in the game, if I do say so. They're just going to clear up the illusions. So Shashlo now on the Ember Spirit with Drums phase. Does he go Battle Fury? Does he go Daedalus right away? Probably Battle Fury, I would assume. I mean, I think Battle Fury obviously is really good against Naga. Like you talking about later game, it really doesn't matter that much because she spreads them out. But earlier, here we have Lasso Blink onto the Aegis carrying Slark. He's going to have some team support though. Joshlo comes in. BKB popped by Shadow Fiend. Look at the damage on Detail Ra. He's going to live though with that pounce getting out of there. Vengeful Spirit will fall. And the Vengeance Aura applied. Let's see how much minus damage this is. Doesn't really say the exact amount of Shadow Fiend because he has so much damage on top of that. But they dodge a bullet. But then again, I mean, the Aegis was essentially used for no reason, which is unfortunate for PR's Cheshire Cat now. Looks like he might
Radiant's
get
bottom
initiated
tower
on.
is under attack.
Lasso's down for 40 though. And they're just gonna back up.
Yeah, I don't think this is happening right now for either side, but once again, Wings come out on top. They get 2 kills for nothing. One of them was, of course, the Aegis, but just the fact that PR keep losing fights will enable Naga to catch up and get what she needs. There's... I mean, if this development continues, Slark is still getting a lot of farm. He's died twice. Now that he did throw the Aegis away, he can't really use that to get a good team fight going next in the next few minutes, but we keep talking a lot about Shadow Fiend and Naga and what they can do. You know how strong a Slark can be in late game. He can really take off and get extremely scary. The main counter to him in this game is either an extremely fast Batrider initiation, so he doesn't even get off Dark Pact, or getting caught in the Black Hole. That's still... Like, Black Hole is one of those few abilities that Slark can't really do anything about at all when you think about it. You can have other beautiful teamfight abilities like Ravage, and you can Dark Pact that off, you can precast it. If you're in the Black Hole, you're in the Black Hole. So, Venge has a very big role to play in that regard, with keeping the Black Hole from being cast, or countering it once it's cast. So we have a swap.
A lot of damage. He's going to go down to the right clicks of Seneko.
Seneko's
Pale going to find its way on J4. Look at the damage.
Oh,
from the
nice
idol.
stick.
So much. Stick is going to keep him alive. Sleight of Fist doing a lot of damage on top of all this. Joshlo might be in trouble though. He is surrounded with the Finger of Death. That's going to help finish him off as well. 2 for 1. It's going to break things up.
Damn, Blink hits really hard. When they... Do they have an aggressive medallion?
Not sure.
Or... No, they don't.
Dire's
That's crazy
bottom
then.
tower
I
is
think...
under attack.
No, it was the...
Radiant's middle
It was the
tower
Ember
is
he
under
attacked.
attack.
The Ember died in like 3 hits. Okay, that's gonna be the tier 2.
The Dark Lord is what it
Dire's
is.
structures are
Down
fortified.
minus, well, it's only level
Minus
3 right now,
5.
but minus 5 is still nothing to scoff at, that's for sure.
Now Naga suddenly has 3k. She went from having 1500 a few minutes ago. I think just 2 minutes ago, really. And is now only 700 away from the Relic. It's still going to be a very late Radiant by regular professional
But this
standards.
allows him
but
Tower is
to
under attack.
farm so much faster,
Yeah.
like way faster than a normal hero with Radiance. And that's fast already, so... I don't know, I think it's fine.
he's easily going to be able to catch up to the other heroes. But Naga is generally a hero that's played from ahead. When you get the fast Radiance, there's almost no hero. There is no hero in the game that can outfarm.
Enigma caught out, tries to TP out, but unfortunately the Dream Coil will cancel it, and Shashlo takes him out.
Brings him closer to... Well, we'll see if it's the Battle Fury he wants, because then he can buy the Perseverance now, or the Broadsword, which he does, so... It's either the Battle Fury or Blade Mail. Roll the Battle Fury.
Bear's going to find its way to Batrider. Pounce will ensure the kill. Wait! He 4-staffs out. The Requiem Soul is doing a lot of damage on top of the Firefly to DTL Ra, trying to get out of dodge. Fiend's Grip applied to Shadow Fiend, draining all his mana and HP. He will take out Slark with his second Requiem there. His Death Requiem, if you will. Interesting choice for Slark. He really wanted the kill, got a little bit greedy.
I think he had to go in, though. That's the thing. He knew he was going to die, but at the same time, if he doesn't go in, Shadow Fiend lives. And Shadow Fiend dies first So he gets no experience, and that's definitely worth it. I don't think they would have got the kill without that aggressive pounce, so... Still looks a bit funny. You know you're going to die, and then you're just initiating the guy, but... Not really too much to do there.
Song of the Siren up if need be. Don't think Ember Spirit's going to go any further than this after a sleight of fist. A lot of backup smoked up, so if he stays, he's going to be in a ton of trouble. He has a Remnant up though. There we go, the initiation. Blink, Hex right off the bat. Shoshler, you're not going anywhere. And I believe that Blink is brand new, so that was a super duper surprise. And it's extremely hard to counter just the Blink, Hex, super instant initiation. And now Manta style finished for the Shadow Fiend.
I think Wings are in a position now where they could probably take all the remaining outer towers. So the tier 2 top and tier 2 bottom are what they still need to claim. And now that Shadow Fiend has Manta, it's going to be a lot easier to push. And of course the Blink Dagger and Line, like you pointed out, really, if there's anyone out of position, they can get in this
Going to effect yet again. Doesn't even need his finger. Didn't have enough mana for it, but could have mana if he really needed it. Top lane in the meantime, Enigma finds his way to the grave. So it's a 1-for-1 on opposite sides of the map. 20 to 18 PR's advantage from that perspective, but things are just pretty close in XP and gold a little bit in favor of Wings. Still a pretty even game overall. It's just looking at the late game, like we've talked about so many times, it's hard to argue against the power that is Naga Siren.
Man, his Radiance is probably done in 2 minutes. Needs 800 gold after picking up the Relic. Has access to farming in the mid lane with the illusions.
What a bait. Shosh, look at how much damage he takes from the right clicks of Shadow Fiend. Flame Guard does nothing against that physical DPS. So baited big time and a huge kill and a tier 2 going the way of Wings.
And the illusions of Naga are just forcing Dichara back into
And this is
phase.
before raiding.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. What does Slark have right now? So after Blink, he really hasn't picked up anything. Oh, I shouldn't say anything. He has 2 ultimate orbs, so going for Skadi right now. It's going to be a tough road ahead, though. But Slark is a great hero for catching out opposing heroes. And, I mean, if he can snowball, you never know. I mean, I just have a hard time underestimating Slark. He's just such a powerful hero if given the right gank.
Yeah, and he's going to use his Midas. So there comes the Skadi in, let's see how it's that. 150 gold actually for Slark. So he should be pretty high on the net worth. He's still number 2 by quite a margin. Of course, Shadow Fiend is the big breadwinner. Sitting on 3k in addition to his Manta BKB. But Naga is going to overtake Slark, I think. Even though Slark has the Midas, if Naga just gets to use the map the way she wants and plays it effectively, she will be getting ahead. And that's scary. If both Naga and Shadow Fiend are ahead of your Slark, your late game is going to be very, very difficult.
Waning Rift even used to try to take out that one pesky illusion. Just Sharkat already taking a ton of damage. And there it is, Skadi for Slark. And this is where you'll probably expect him to be a little bit more, not that he hasn't been active now, but this is going to, I think, catapult him to the next level as far as aggressiveness. So Roche, we're going to find out when he's up, 45 seconds from now. So a pretty early one. Gem on Batrider, by the way.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, only to counter wards. There's nothing else to use it for. No invisible heroes in the Dire apart from Slark ult, which you can't see anyway. So just looking to get that map control, which I obviously completely agree with. It's such an important part of the game now, especially in the pressure.
Lasso Firefly into Malefice. He phase shifts. Can he get out in time? Midnight Pulse is going to prevent any shenanigans from happening.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Down he goes. So 50 seconds on the deck. Shosh looking to attempt to push out this bottom lane with J4. But the counter push is on. And Naga really doesn't need help from his team to push. She could just do it by herself.
Radiant's bottom
Puck has buyback. This is a little bit scary if you're Wings, because Naga's in the front lines. This is where you probably want to use Mirror Image and move the main Naga out. And just play with the illusions, but they're still too weak. They die fairly quickly to the Ember. There's the swap. Quick song!
He does get the song off. And 4-staffed out, or actually there was a swap, I believe. There's the black hole. It's going to be on 1, maybe 2. They're going to clean them up. Look at the damage. It just completely instigates them.
They didn't buy back the puck. I'm very,
Is that a
very
mistake?
surprised with that.
Well, they're going to buy back Slark and Vengeful Spirit, and that's going to force Wings completely back. But the damage has already been done. If they can get out scot-free, that would be huge for them. They might take a death on the Enigma, but still well worth it. 2 buybacks. They can regroup, go back in. Of course, Puck will still have the... I mean, they didn't, at this point, they just assumed Puck didn't have the buyback anyway. And Roche should be up, and he is. Maybe PR can extend this game a little bit further. With
Yeah, they could go claim the Roche again. It was very easy for them last time with Wave of Terror and the Medallion. And it's also very important to claim it, because Wings have a lineup that are good at taking it too. Shadowfiend hits really hard, has the minus armor. They can tank it with the Eidolons or with Naga Illusions. And they will do exactly that. They're going to take the Roche after getting the tier 1. So even though that was a pretty big win for Wings, the swing going back to PR probably makes it a fairly even trade overall. Although I would say at this point the age is more important than the buyback they used. This is going to allow them to take a fight where Slark can initiate. They know there's no black hole. If you're PR now, you should be playing super aggressively, I think. Their risk of losing a fight now is very low.
Keep that creep. Actually uses it on the Satyr, interestingly enough. Considering he's already level 17, doesn't really need the big creep extra XP. But either way, last Aegis was wasted. Cost Vengeful Spirit her life. So PR definitely does not want to repeat that. Cheshire Cat right now. We didn't really talk about him getting a really late Hand of Midas just to try and catch up. His mid lane, we have the Blink Impale onto Seneko, but no follow-up. It's going to force a TP, although they have no idea this happened since it was at tier 3. And clock is ticking on this Aegis. Battle Fury, Ember Spirit. This will help quite a bit. And Dagon, I was expecting this. We've seen this before from PR as well, getting a late Dagon. Seneko's going to take a lasso in the face. Dark Pact is going to deal way too much damage to speak of. Onto the Enigma. He's going to clean him up. That's a 1-for-1 trade off the bat. Impale into Ensnare. Nothing will go any further. Song, going to reset.
Oh, if only they had a black hole right now. With that positioning, that would have been very easy. But they still get out.
Miss, and
it's going to be fine.
BKB.
Slark is definitely getting a basher next.
That was the... He only has 5 seconds on his BKB now. That's something for sure. Chase continues. Lion. Not that the pounce would have made any difference, but everybody basically gets that except for the Enigma from these. And with that, Aegis still intact. Still with a few minutes to go. Really need to take full advantage of this item. Naga Siren Watch, 1,000 gold. Oh, she went Boots of Travel, of course. That's typical. Now she's going to end up going for probably Manta or something to get a little bit more tanky.
Manta would be a solid choice. Just more farming, more split pushing. Because if you look at PR's lineup, they probably only win this game by getting organized team fights. They're not... The whole skirmish play with Naga with just sending illusions around is going to cause them a lot of trouble. Yeah,
Shoshload gets, destroyed by Shadowfiend, who has a Mask of Madness now, by the way. So, playing a little risque to some degree. Does have the BKB, of course, to counteract all the magic damage, but he hits so freaking hard against that Ember Spirit. It just feels like him over all other heroes. It feels like it just does way more damage. I don't know why, but what is his armor? 6 armor. He actually has... He's tied for the least amount of armor on his team. That's a little bit surprising.
He has 0 armor next to Shadowfiend.
That's true.
And Shadowfiend has a Daedalus now, so he could, if he gets lucky, he can 2-shot the Ember. That's slightly worrying in a 30-minute game if your mid laner dies to 2 attacks.
I mean, Ember Spirit, we're talking about how he's really good late game, maybe not particularly good against a Naga once you spread out those illusions, but I mean, his farm is just not there. He's middle of the pack, 9,400 net worth. I mean, double that, and you have Shadowfiend. He now has that Daedalus like you talked about. Here's the smoke. They're going to see that Ancients were being attempted by PR. Puck, Illusory Orb's out.
Or he might still be in trouble.
They're going to find him. A little bit late on the Hex, but oh my god, 736 crit. That was a 2-shot.
Okay, dude. I think he actually only hit once because something else damaged him already.
Yeah, maybe.
But
that's a lot of damage.
Ember needs to be careful.
Enigma's going to get pounced on. Malefice not going to do too much. Actually, Dark Pact is not off cooldown. There we go. Going to use it.
He could Black Hole right now.
Yeah, he could. Pop Shadow Dance, pounce
really
out.
hesitating.
He'll be okay. Oh,
no,
wait. Enigma thought about it, hesitated.
I think it would have been worth it to black hole this Lark there. They knew he was alone. They would have forced out the Aegis, and then they could have killed him again. Probably, at least. But an alternative approach to take is let's Lark get away, keep your black hole together with Song of the Siren, and see if you can bait PR into an even worse fight. There's the lasso. This is going to be the first kill very easily.
Seneko, say goodbye to both your life and the tower, and in all likelihood the Rags. Slark still up. Sheep onto Shoshla, and remember, this is the Shoshla that dies 2 hits. Well, pretty much everybody dies to 2 hits to Shadow Fiend right now. Detail Ra is going to take a Requiem to the face, and he gets destroyed. Aegis is used, however. J4 has no mana. Black Hole is going to be used solely for Detail Ra. Do they have enough damage to finish him off? They do not. Enigma on the run. Lion's probably on the run. He's going to take a death to his name. As now Wings are on the back foot. Enigma gets caught up by the pounce. That's 4 dead. PR holding strong. Batrider the sole survivor.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend didn't look so hot when his BKB was out, and there was a puck jumping on him with Dagon too.
He kind of looks hot. He's still on fire.
He's so dead though. Now he's like ice cold lying there on the ground.
What do you think about
that? Would be a cool animation.
Ice.
If they had that. An Ice Fiend?
Yeah, Ice Fiend. Like that's his Arcana. It's just everything's ice.
Yeah. Breaks the lore.
Radiant's top tower
the Gaben lore. The lore is broken, guys.
More immersion.
Now. Level 3 Dagon. Talk about this. I mean, we've talked about this in the past. It's kind of like the catch-up Dagon, which is like if you go back a couple of years, that's like the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
But it's been really effective.
Teams have realized that when it comes to these kind of team fights in the late game and or in the mid game even, if you're behind, getting that fast snipe on a key target is what snowballs the team fight. So if Puck goes for a Dagon, or if he, let's say he went for a Hex instead, the build-up for Hex is way more expensive. He might have the Hex now, but then there's no saying how many kills he would have missed from not having the Dagon, for example. So just the build-up of Dagon might give them 1 or 2 teamfight setups where they quickly burst a target and then snowball off of that. Whereas if you build up your Hex, you need your ultimate orb first, which gives 10 to all stats, which is like, for the price, it's one of the worst items in the game. Ultimate orb is really cost ineffective, whereas Dagon gives a lot of value for the money when you buy the Dagon one, especially. So it's just a good way for them. You saw it in go to work there on the Shadow Fiend. It also allows him to solo kill the Lion, which should not be underestimated either. Probably even the best target he can jump on, to be honest. If they can one-shot the Lion before the fight starts, that's huge.
Lion looks like he's working on a Force Staff of his own. Of course, honestly, at this stage of the game, Blink is all that matters on this line. If you can get that initiation, things are in all likelihood going to go well for you.
He actually has the Force and 40 gold if he wants.
Is he going to do it? Force Staff watch.
I'm thinking if he might go for Ags. If he wanted the Force Staff, he should just buy one of the components now. But they're on the way to the secret shop. Looking for the point booster? No.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They destroy it. So
Bane has BKB. Did we mention that?
Bane? Really? Wow.
He did manage to make it there.
You have farmed up, good sir.
They have 2 BKB counters.
Right now. Is that enough mana to drain?
They actually have 3 BKB counters.
They don't know it's real. Now they do. Ensnare. ETL Ra's going to pop his ult. J4 pops BKB, and there's the Fiend's Grip. It's going to do a lot of damage. Of course, it doesn't cancel the Song of the Siren. He has absolutely no mana now. There's the initiation on the J4 by the BKB Batrider, who gets destroyed. Oh my god. The right clicks on the banner. Disgusting. And Slark will follow suit. Josh Lowe picks up the room, but there's not a whole lot he can do with just a Battle Fury and Chrysalis. 2 of his teammates died in probably 3 or 4 hits collectively.
The Shadow Fiend is really hard. If they can't let him do that. They're going to have to buy back the Slark no matter what here, or they're going to lose a lane of barracks. But even if they do that, the coil has been... Or, sorry, never mind. Puck has his mana. Just needs to go back to base. But they don't have any Fiend's Grip. Black Hole is available. That was not used there because ZP had it on cooldown. Which ended up being really good, because also I think he would have used it, and that would have... When you look at how the fight went, they didn't even need it. So that's very valuable for them to have right now. No Song, though, for the next... Well, only 5 seconds. He's going to BOT back to mid and get ready with the Mantis Style in hand. Yeah, this is going to be full of
tracks. Shadowfield has the BKB still available.
Damage, actually. Look at all these killers.
Quite a bit when he's not BKB'd, obviously. We're just going to let the illusions do the work. The melee at half HP. Do they want to commit?
With some bad math, that's half. Yep.
All right, 3/4.
Half HP. Okay. I'm looking at the
thought he was going to right click a little bit more. His initiation on a Cheshire Cat. There's a swap canceling out the Bat Rider, but it doesn't really matter. He puts himself in a terrible position. Suneko's going to be the second death. Buyback onto Puck.
2 kills for nothing.
Wings is going to be happy with this exchange. Forcing the buyback on Puck.
This Bat Rider is really huge. It's funny, because in the start I said, this is the first pick you either get if you have a mechanically skilled player or if it fits your strategy really well. And in the start, it really didn't work out. Then he got the Blink Dagger, and he has been making so much space. He also really has managed to farm a lot. He has BKB, Force, Blink, Tranquils, and 1,700 gold. Next luxury item could be something along the lines of, okay, first we're going to see a dead Emperor.
Blown up yet again. Illusory Orb is there for Cheshire Cat, who used Dream Coil to keep everybody at bay, but it's only going to delay a very important push here for Wings Gaming. And something I wanted to mention, I feel like Lion should go for an Aghanims at this point. He has a decent amount of money. Go for that melee racks. Oh, buyback for Ember Spirit. They're going to have everybody initiation.
Another lasso.
On the Cheshire Cat. If he can get this, it's a huge kill. That's a dieback in all sense, in all respect.
Yep, that was a good...
Thank you. Well, melee Rex is dead. So, with that, they should be happy. They still have Song of the Siren in case they want to get out. If they even need it.
I think they want to go. I think they want to go on if they can. But their side lanes are actually pushing in pretty hard. They might as well just take the victory, get back, secure themselves another item, or get the Rosh. Getting the Rosh is probably the best play, and then Naga will TP bottom and start pushing out, and then they'll try to hit the game.
That damage. It's quite a bit.
There's cheese on this Rosh too. I think they might give the cheese to Shadow Fiend. No, he takes the Aegis, and cheese on top.
Alright, well, Shadow Fiend's pretty fat.
Yep.
Pretty fat. Who took the cheese?
They put that one on Bat Rider, which is also... He has a lot of mana and health, so it's pretty valuable on him. I don't really see Bat Rider losing much health. Like, every single initiation he's made, he hasn't really taken much damage.
Pounce onto Enigma, pops his mech. On the run. He's going to get any back on the Black Hole's going to be on Detail Raw. Do they have enough damage to finish him off? They do. Wrecking the Souls on top of that Josh Low. Oh, my goodness. And with that, 2 dead. And Ember Spirit just bought back, so he definitely doesn't have one to work with. And Wings know this. They're going to attempt to push bottom lane. Slark does have his, if he wants to use it. Bat Rider picks up Boots of Travel. God, it is getting so late.
Boots of Travel.
I can't even speak English anymore. It's not my native language, okay?
Okay.
My native language is gibberish, so just let me be.
You're pretty good at that. Lifelong experience.
Shadow Fiend just seems like he's invincible, even without the Aegis.
Yeah, they can't really touch him. He has 20 armor and 2,600 health, and if they want to kill Shadow Fiend, they have to commit everything onto him once, and then he has Aegis afterwards. Like, this is a very, very difficult situation to be in. They will buy back the Slark and try to take this 4 and 5. There's the Enfeeble for the first time. Is that the first time the game that's been cast? It's level 4.
I feel like it is. That's the first time I've seen it.
I don't recall. There's the initiation onto Dengu. We'll just oh, nice silence.
Yep. Well,
but they can't really follow through.
Shadow Dance is popped, but here come the right clicks. A nice swap, going to keep his Slark alive. Suneko in the wrong place at the wrong time, though. Didn't even care about it. BKB popped by Enigma. Doesn't have his Black Hole to work with. That doesn't really matter. Vengeful Spirit dead. Puck dead. J4 soon to follow as well. Pounce is going to connect onto the Naga Siren. Detail Rot trying to run away with all his might. He's getting mana drain. He's getting cockblocked by the Enigma completely. He pounces into his fountain, but unfortunately the rest of his team is dead. Little does it matter. Down the racks go to the illusions, if nothing else. Slark comes in and finds his way to the grave as well.
Yeah. That's just it. PR.
GG.
They're going to be losing to Wings as well, who keep their hopes alive. They're now 2-2. Yep. PR now 0-4, and that means Wings, with this victory, their final game is going to be against Na'Vi. And depending on how Na'Vi goes against HGT, that could actually result in a 3-way tie. If Na'Vi lose to HGT, they're 3-1. Then HGT will be 3-1, and Wings are currently 2-2. So if they then beat Na'Vi, then they're both 3-2, and then HGT would need to lose to EP, which is also not out of the question. Could that result in a 4-way tie, actually? I think in theory we could end up with that. That is a possibility.
God help us all. I can barely speak English at this point, so I can only imagine what I'm going to be saying then. But let's get that camera back on. Hi, friends. So next up at 2 a.m. Pacific Standard, which was 7 minutes ago, We have EP versus HGT. That should be an interesting one. I mean, EP is kind of a wild card match here, our team, and HGT was considered the favorites coming in. So this might have been. We'll see what the rest of the games hold as far as duration concerned.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a little while until this game comes on because the previous round needs to end. This game was 40 minutes. This could have been the longest game. Yeah, there's no guarantee. I would imagine HGT versus Na'Vi could still be ongoing. Obviously, we haven't been able to watch that, but regardless, guys, you want to stick around. There's going to be HGT versus EP on this stream. On the other streams, it's going to be Wings versus Na'Vi and then Speed Gaming versus PR. And the way it looks, the absolute last round is going to decide pretty much everything. No one is safe yet.
Have you noticed my headphones are on incorrectly? Look at this.
Oh, it looks great.
What is that? What did I do?
I don't know. Just get off camera.
All right, bye.
Are you done?